Imagine a time of great religious fervor. The year is 1187. News spreads like wildfire across Europe. Jerusalem, the holy city, has fallen. For centuries, Christians had made pilgrimages to this sacred place. Now it was under the control of the powerful Muslim leader Saladin. The loss of Jerusalem sent shockwaves through Christendom. Pope Gregory VIII issued a call to arms. A new crusade was needed, one that would reclaim the Holy Land from Saladin's grasp. This was the beginning of the Third Crusade, a chapter in history filled with epic battles, political intrigue, and, ultimately, a degree of tragic disappointment. The Third Crusade was different from those that came before. It wasn't just about religious zeal. This time there was a very real threat. Saladin's victory had shifted the balance of power in the region. He was a formidable opponent, known for his military prowess and his sense of honor. The fall of Jerusalem was a blow that resonated deeply within every Christian heart. It was a call to action, a summons to defend their faith and reclaim what they held sacred. The stage was set for a clash of civilizations. Answering the Pope's call were three of Europe's most powerful monarchs: Frederick I, Barbarossa of the Holy Roman Empire, Philip II of France, and Richard I of England, known as the Lionheart. Each king brought his own strengths and weaknesses to this grand alliance. Frederick Barbarossa, a seasoned warrior and shrewd politician, commanded the largest army. His presence alone carried immense weight. He represented the Holy Roman Empire at its zenith. Philip II, King of France, was known for his cunning and diplomacy. He was a pragmatic ruler, more interested in expanding his political influence than in religious crusading zeal. His participation in the crusade was as much strategic as it was pious. Then there was Richard I, the Lionheart. A young and ambitious king, Richard was eager to prove himself in battle. He was known for his courage, his chivalry, at least to his fellow Christians, and his occasional ruthlessness. He embodied the romantic ideal of a warrior king. The stage was set for an epic confrontation. Three kings, each with their own motivations and ambitions, united under the banner of the cross. Their target, Saladin and the recapture of Jerusalem. Frederick Barbarossa was the first to embark on the journey to the Holy Land. His army, a vast force of knights, foot soldiers and camp followers, marched across Europe. They traversed the Byzantine Empire, a land fraught with its own political complexities. Barbarossa's journey was fraught with challenges. He faced logistical nightmares, navigating treacherous mountain passes and arid plains. He had to negotiate with the Byzantine Emperor, Isaac II Angelos, who was wary of the Crusaders passing through his territory. Despite these obstacles, Barbarossa persevered. He reached the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum, a Muslim state in Anatolia. There he achieved a decisive victory at the Battle of Arsuf. This victory, however, would be short-lived. In a cruel twist of fate, Frederick Barbarossa, the mighty emperor, drowned while crossing the Salef River. His death sent shockwaves through the Crusader ranks. The Holy Roman Emperor, the leader of the largest Crusader force, was gone. With Barbarossa's demise, the mantle of leadership fell upon Richard Lionheart. Richard, ever the strategist, chose a different path to the Holy Land. Instead of traversing the treacherous land route, he opted for a naval campaign. Richard's fleet sailed from England, stopping at various points along the way. He used these stops to consolidate his power and resources. One such stop would have significant implications for the Crusade and the history of the region. In 1191, Richard landed his forces on the island of Cyprus. The island, strategically located in the eastern Mediterranean, was ruled by Isaac Komnenos, a Byzantine Greek who had declared himself emperor in defiance of the ruling dynasty in Constantinople. Richard saw an opportunity to secure his supply lines and gain a valuable foothold in the region. What followed was a swift and decisive conquest. Richard's forces quickly overwhelmed the Cypriot defences. He captured Isaac Komnenos, effectively ending his reign. The conquest of Cyprus demonstrated Richard's military acumen and his willingness to seize strategic opportunities. However, it also highlighted his ruthless streak. He was criticized by some for attacking a Christian ruler, even one who had broken away from the Byzantine Empire. Section 5. A prize hard won, the Siege of Acre. With Cyprus under his control, Richard set his sights on Acre. Acre was of immense strategic importance. It was a major trading hub and a gateway to the Levant. The siege had become a grueling stalemate. Richard's arrival breathed new life into the Crusader effort. He reorganized the army and implemented new tactics. Powerful siege engines were constructed, a naval blockade cut off supplies. The siege dragged on with fierce fighting. Constant bombardment weakened the city's defenses. Finally, on July 12, 1191, Acre fell. The victory was a major morale booster. It came at a heavy cost, with thousands of lives lost. Section 6, A Clash of Titans, the Battle of Arsuf. The capture of Acre was a significant victory for the Crusaders, but Jerusalem remained elusive. Richard decided to march south towards the Holy City. Saladin shadowed Richard's army, harassing them with hit-and-run attacks. On September 7, 1191, the two armies clashed near Arsuf. The Battle of Arsuf was a classic medieval battle with large numbers of cavalry and infantry. Richard unleashed his knights in a devastating charge, breaking through the Muslim ranks. The Muslim army faltered and then broke. The Battle of Arsuf was a decisive victory for Richard and the Crusaders. Section 7, The Walls of Jerusalem, A Dream Unfulfilled. The victory at Arsuf cleared the path for Richard to advance on Jerusalem. The Crusader army, their morale boosted by their recent successes, marched towards the Holy City, their ultimate goal within reach. However, as Richard surveyed the situation, he realized that capturing Jerusalem would be a far more daunting task than he had anticipated. The city was heavily fortified, and Saladin, despite his recent defeat, was still a formidable opponent. Richard knew that a siege of Jerusalem would be a long and costly affair. His army, already depleted from months of campaigning, was in no condition for a prolonged siege. Winter was approaching, and the logistical challenges of supplying a large army in enemy territory were immense. Moreover, Richard was aware of the political realities. Philip II, his rival and ally, had already left the Holy Land, taking a large part of the French Crusader force with him. Richard was now in a precarious position, both militarily and politically. After much deliberation, Richard made the agonizing decision to abandon the march on Jerusalem. He knew that to lay siege to the Holy City with his remaining forces would be a gamble with unacceptable risks. It was a bitter pill to swallow, a recognition that some battles cannot be won, even by the Lionheart. Section 8, Legacy of the Third Crusade, A Shifting Tide. The Third Crusade, despite its initial promise and the military brilliance of Richard Lionheart, ultimately failed to achieve its primary objective, the recapture of Jerusalem. It was a costly endeavor, both in terms of human life and resources. However, it would be a mistake to view the Third Crusade as a complete failure. While Richard wasn't able to wrest control of Jerusalem from Saladin, he secured important concessions in the Treaty of Jaffa in 1192. The treaty allowed for Christian pilgrims to once again visit Jerusalem, fulfilling a key objective of the Crusades. It also recognized Crusader control of a significant stretch of the Palestinian coastline from Tyre in the north to Jaffa in the south. The Third Crusade left a complex legacy. It showcased the enduring power of religious zeal and the dynamics of medieval warfare. It also highlighted the shifting political landscape of Europe and the Middle East. While the Crusaders failed to recapture Jerusalem, their efforts had a lasting impact on the region, shaping the course of events for centuries to come.